with a classmate of mine, and she's like eating these crisps, and she's so good. It's very, very funny.
I love that scene. And how much do you think that informs who Otis is? That mom who is just so bold and proud of who she is and so open, but what kind of impact does that have on Otis?
I think it's one of his kind of one of the reasons he is the way he is. I mean, there's various things, but I think that openness and his mother's confidence and her sort of her sexuality, and I think that kind of scares him. I think and scares him for like the future of what his sexual life might be like. But they do get on really well, and they have very touching moments, and they sit down and watch Julia Roberts movies together, and they've got this very sweet kind of mother and son relationship. It actually felt quite similar to me and my mum. My mum's a psychologist as well. Okay. Funnily enough, she's kind of also a therapist, and I think we really nailed that dynamic. Yeah.
You can feel it. Your chemistry with all the other leads that you get to play with a lot is so strong, including Eric, who we saw in that clip. That to me is, I think, currently one of my favorite friendships on TV. Wait till you guys see it, because it is this authentic, fun, genuine, and these are two very different young men, but they have this like common love and respect for each other.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Shooty, who plays Eric, all of the cast bonded very quickly. But me and Shooty we hit it off immediately. We felt like old friends, and you see in there that image there, which I love. It felt like just being on set in this school, it really felt like I was back in school with all these other guys. We were all our mischievous sides came out, and just had a laugh.
I always wonder what life is like on a set where everybody's like under 30 pretty much, you know what I mean? Is it very different from other jobs you've had?
Is it very different? I mean, in a way, yeah. Whenever you work like for a long period of time with people, you get to know them really well and you bond. So there was a group of about 6 or 7 of us, young adults, we were in Cardiff shooting the whole thing, and yeah, as you'd expect, it sort of did eventually feel like we were at like kind of university together. Kind of, we'd all go and we'd have fun, but then we would go back to our dorms. We were staying in apartments, and it literally felt like we were kind of had this family going on. So it was great.
Yeah. That has to be so much fun. I mean, again, just watching the show, it's so much fun. So I'm sure it was like that shooting it. There's a lot of shows that tackle sex. This one I said does it in a really unique way. Do you think it will have an impact on people starting just kind of more candid conversations about sex?
I think so. I hope so. I think what this show does really well, it's called Sex Education, so it's got sexual themes, but it never kind of glorifies it. It's always very frank. It's always very honest and awkward, and it's never there to just be kind of sexy or kind of in your face. So I think it's important that people can watch it and see what sex really is like for teenagers, and it isn't kind of pretty. It is awkward and funny, and I think we really captured the truth of that. And so I hope people can watch it and be like, either relate to it or kind of take the pressure off them, because it's hard to have those conversations. I mean, you see it in the show. My character is trying to have that conversation with his mum, and it's not easy. No one wants to talk about that stuff, whether you're a parent or you're a kid. And where do you learn it?
That's not even just parents, with their peers. I mean, what Otis does is he takes his education and he starts helping his classmates. But even then, it's awkward and he's met with some resistance, and it's just impossible for anybody to be super candid about sex. But like you said, it is called Sex Education. I feel like some people are going to watch this and feel probably better about how awkward they are about sex.
Hopefully. Yeah. Watching me will hopefully take some of the pressure off.
So you've been acting. I mean, I first saw you, maybe you were like 9 or 10. I mean, super young. So what have you learned so far in your career about just projects that you want to be a part of?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
What have I learned so far? About projects, I guess, finding just things that excite you, things that challenge you, things that you can feel passionate about. Working with like-minded people, working with people who are equally passionate, finding characters which are original or just something you haven't done before or something you haven't seen before. I mean, there's so many different things that you got to think about really when choosing roles and looking at scripts, because there's a lot of trash out there, like, to be honest, and you gotta be careful about what you do, and the projects you're a part of. And I've been really fortunate to have done some amazing things, and this included. I absolutely adored making it. Yeah.
Have you ever felt like you were only getting offered certain roles, or have you had to maybe fight to break out of certain molds that people put you in? Because I know, like, when you start acting so young, it's very easy for people to put you in certain boxes. Have you come up against that at all?
Not too much. I think I've managed to keep quite a wide spectrum of characters. As you said, I've been doing it since I was young, so I'm now doing more adult roles, more mature roles. I did a film which came out earlier this year called Journey's End. It's a World War I movie, and that was probably my first role where I felt like I wasn't like the younger actor on the set, and I was there with sort of my peers and equals as men, and that was an amazing experience, both the filming it and the film as well. I'm very proud of. So yeah, it's been quite a gradual and quite a nice natural progression for me to be able to do all sorts of things, whether it's like sci-fi. I've been doing a lot of comedy recently, which I've really enjoyed, because when I was younger, I tended to do a lot of drama. I've played a lot of orphans, as depressing as that sounds. I used to think that was my thing, but apparently not.
Yeah, Boy in the Striped Pajamas was definitely not a comedy.
No.
Yeah.
No, unless you're really twisted. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
So obviously you've had this long acting career, but what else do you like to kind of explore and experiment with? I think I saw on your Twitter you were playing the piano a little bit. Is music something that you're into as well?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of things. I love acting, but what's great about it is it gives you opportunities to do other things and time to do other things. So music, I'm a big fan of music. I like playing the piano, just hanging out and jamming. My theory's not that good. I wouldn't call myself like a composer, but I love music. So that, filmmaking, I want to start making like nature documentaries. I think that'd be fun, just to go out, like, I don't know, the Amazon with a camera and film monkeys. Who knows?
Yeah. Very specific, but I love it.
I've got a very specific monkey I want to. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I was doing some research on you, and I was looking at your name, and you have a very long, like, you have 2 middle names, but that you actually now go by Bop as your middle name.
So yeah, Bop is one of my middle names.
Yeah.
And Far, which is my mum's. I have got a long name.
You do?
I do.
But I think that's cool. I have a long name too, so I always respect when
yeah. I think my mum and dad couldn't like decide on what my middle name and my surname was going to be, so they tossed a coin, and I ended up with a long name. So
where did the Bop part come from?
So Bop is, when I was born, there was a comet called Hale-Bopp in the sky. I think it comes around like every. Actually, I'm going to pull a number out my arse here, like 20 years or something. So, in fact, it's just gone. Missed it. Damn. But yeah, there's a comet that I'm named after, my middle name, hence Bop.
Yeah. Does anybody call you that?
People have in the past.
Do you not like it?
I don't dislike it. It still comes as quite a surprise. Doesn't sound like a name, but you know, it's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting.
So you've got Sex Education that's coming out pretty soon in January. What else are you working on, or anything that you kind of looking forward to in 2019?
2019, do some traveling, hopefully.
Where do you want to go?
To the Amazon, film monkeys.
The monkeys.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
But as well as that, go back to Japan. I'd love to go there again. Rugby World Cup is in Tokyo or Japan next year, so I want to go there. And then we'll see what the future holds. This year's been good. It's been quite busy. I just had something come out on Halloween, Slaughterhouse Rules, which was wild. Absolutely bonkers movie. You should go and check it out. And yeah, just kind of taking it as it goes. I'm having a bit of a break now, which is lovely, so I can be home and I can come and do this sort of thing. Looking forward to Christmas. Spending time with the fam. New Super Smash Bros. Comes out on Friday. Yes.